Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, December 30th. The time is 4 p.m. and the temperature right now is 4 degrees Celsius. I'm here at the intersection of Yonge and Bloor in downtown Toronto. And I've just turned west onto the south side of Bloor Street West. This is the Yorkville neighborhood. I just took the subway downtown from Midtown Toronto at Eglinton Station, and I'm planning on doing a live stream tonight. And I also thought I would record a video for the channel tomorrow, but I didn't really have any ideas or planned walks, so I just figured I would come up with something on the subway on my way down. So what I decided to do was try to go south from Bloor Street all the way to Union Station without going south on any major streets. So that would mean avoiding streets like Yonge Street, Church, and Bay. So this will be the first one here, Balmuto. This isn't something I researched or planned ahead of time, but I think I can figure it out. I might have to cheat a bit once I get south of Queen Street, as I think my only options will really be York Street to the east and Victoria Street to the west. I'm trying not to go too far east or west. And I think I'll have to make it okay if I do take a major street that goes east to west. It'll be traveling south where I'll have to avoid the major streets. So this is the Yorkville neighborhood, although I'll be out of that in a second. And it is raining rather lightly, but not so heavy that I think I need my umbrella. Here's the Manulife Center. At one time, it was the tallest residential building in the city of Toronto. And this here is Charles Street. If I do notice the camera lens getting wet, I'll try to stop and wipe it off. And this is a walk I devised about 10 minutes ago. I think I was at St. Clair Station when I thought of it. There's a look west down Charles Street. And just to the east there is Yonge Street. And this will be St. Nicholas Street. So I think I can take this south for quite a ways, actually. And we'll be heading by one of my favorite restaurants in the city of Toronto, the Okonomiyaki House. I've talked about this in prior videos. It's got a really charming atmosphere inside, and there's not too many places in the city where you can get okonomiyaki. And on top of that, it's actually not expensive at all. And last night, I ordered a dish called cow soy from a new restaurant that opened up in my neighborhood called Pai. They feature northern Thai cuisine. I have been to another one of their locations in the city, but it's quite neat to get to try that food in my own neighborhood. This is St. Mary Street. That building on the corner there, at least used to be owned by the Church of Scientology. I'm not sure what its current status is. We are continuing south on St. Nicholas Street. And I think I can take a rather interesting minor detour here. This is known as Cottage Lane. Keeping with the theme of side streets and laneways. And there is some construction up ahead that will interrupt some of the streets I'm trying to go down, so I'm not quite sure if all the streets and lanes are open or not. I might have to get creative. Another goal of mine will be to keep my feet dry. I am just wearing my regular New Balance and not boots. So this street I'm on is Irwin Avenue. But let's continue on south down St. Nicholas Street. You can see some of the newer condos that have sprung up along Yonge in recent years. So this would be St. Joseph Street. And apparently this neighborhood is known as Bay Clover Hill. I have never heard anyone refer to it as that. I think there's some neat bars and restaurants on this part of St. Nicholas Street, just up on the left here, which of course aren't open for in-store dining. And there is the new home of Barvolo. They used to be on Yonge Street. And this is Wellesley Street. Just to the east there is Yonge Street, and beyond that is Wellesley subway station. The coast is clear, so I can cross. And this stretch is called St. Luke Lane. starting to rain a bit more right now. But the camera still seems to be pretty clear. I do have an umbrella with me. Not sure I'd trust locking my bike up on this thing. And St. Luke Lane, I think, continues south down to, yikes, that's a giant dead rat I just walked by. I think it continues south down to College Street. And here's where I thought we might run into some trouble, but it seems as if there's a path straight through here. There's a friendly squirrel. There's the old, I think it's the St. Charles Tavern. And that clock tower there was part of an old fire hall. That is being preserved as part of a new condo development. There's Toronto Fire Station 314, right next to a YMCA. So far, so good. I haven't needed to head south down any major streets. I think this street is Grenville. I don't see any signs. Oh, that building right there is called 7 Grenville. And just south of here is College Street. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. Stay well out of the way of this car. As I'm trying to think, I'd like to try to stay completely west of Yonge Street. I'll save doing an east side walk like this for the future. There's a look at the soon-to-be closed Fran's Diner. This place has been a long-standing institution in this neighborhood. I've heard that they're closing, although I'm not sure what's going to happen to their Shooter Street location. Just another victim of these restrictions put in place. I'm forgetting the division number, but this is a rather large Toronto police station. I think it might be their headquarters, actually, as I know their museum is here. I remember going there to get a criminal background check once. So I'm currently walking west on the north side of College Street. There's a plaque that talks about early police work in Toronto. So there's a street about half a block, or maybe one full block, west of Bay and College here, where I can turn south. So we'll take that as far as it goes. This is Bay Street. There's a look south down at, oh, that guy. Not sure he should have made that turn. There's a look south down Bay Street, as I was saying. And just into the left at College Park is the Barbara Ann Scott Ice Trail, which is just in front of that tall condominium in the background. And I do see people skating right now, so the ice trail is holding up. It does have cooling elements underneath it. I think this building here is home to the Canadian Blood Services. And this is Laplante Avenue, Laplante, P-L-A-N-T-E. It's not a name I often hear people refer to. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard anyone try to say it before. I think this will only take us as far as Gerrard Street. Just to the right here is part of the rather large hospital district in Toronto. There's a look over to the east at Bay Street. Of course, tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I watched a press conference by the mayor tonight, or this morning, I don't know why I said tonight. And they're of course discouraging people from going out. There'll be absolutely no celebrations taking place in the city. I'm not entirely sure what I'll be doing. Some people have asked me to live stream on New Year's Eve. This is Hayter Street. I'm assuming that's someone's name. There's the eastern side of the Toronto General Hospital. Looks like that's the emergency room right there. And here we are, Gerrard Street West. So I think I will probably just take Elizabeth Street all the way south down to City Hall, then I'm not really sure what I'll do from there. As I said at the start of the video, I might have to cheat and just take York Street. I suppose I could try to find my way into the path, and maybe I'll have to do that at some point. I could easily take the path down to Union. There's a look at the Princess Margaret Cancer Research Tower right there. And this is Elizabeth Street. I said I was going to avoid major streets. I'm not sure if Elizabeth counts or not. For the sake of this video, we'll say it doesn't count. So Elizabeth should continue down, as I mentioned, to City Hall, which is off in the distance there. Here's the new tower going up. I'm not sure what this is for. I don't see any development signs. This is the Sick Kids Hospital on the right. The Gerrard Family Cancer Center. I think you're in pretty good hands at that hospital. It's quite renowned internationally. Mooster Point. There's a guy doing some indoor dining. There's the YWCA Toronto. It's the Toronto Leadership Center. And there's the Toronto Coach Terminal. The front of that building over on Bay Street is kind of nice. It's like an old Art Deco style building. I'm pretty sure this is Edward Street. maybe we can go take a peek in the bus terminal. Not in the waiting area, but in the bus loading area. This is one industry I think would be particularly ravaged by what's going on at the moment. There's a few more bus bays on this side and even a lonely coach bus. This part of town is the original Chinatown. However, a lot of this land was expropriated by the city, or rather the land to the south of here, to build the new city hall, so Chinatown kind of migrated west of here to the Spadina and Dundas area. And then a second Chinatown popped up in the early 70s over on Gerrard. That would be in Riverdale. And this area kind of transformed into what is known as Little Tokyo. There's a whole lot of Asian restaurants here, including Uncle Tetsu's cheesecake around the corner. You know what, let's just head over to the next intersection here, as I'm not sure we'll catch a break on Dundas where I can cross the street. So I'm currently walking west on the north side of Dundas Street. So let's take Chestnut. A few blocks to the east of here is Dundas Square. And there is the Doubletree Hotel. It reminds me of a Mitch Hedberg joke. I can't tell you where I'm staying, but there are two trees involved. Just gonna take a look at that plaque, but it was in French and I didn't see one on the other side. We'll be going by a statue of Winston Churchill in a second. And we're at City Hall right now in Nathan Phillips Square. This place would be an absolute madhouse on New Year's Eve, except that there's no formal celebrations going on this year. wonder if the skating rink is even open tomorrow. They might be looking to discourage crowd gatherings downtown. The big Christmas tree is not lit up. Guess that makes sense. Christmas has come and gone. And it has started to rain a bit more than it was before. Maybe it would be not the worst idea to take this walk indoors. This is Queen Street West. Like I said, by the rules I made up, I can go east to west on major streets. There's a look at Osgood Hall. And east down Queen Street. I could just jump into the path around here. Now I've broken my rule. I think York is a fairly major enough street. Okay, so that little experiment is done. There's parking at the Sheridan Center Hotel. And we're in the financial district. So this should be pretty much rush hour right now. what a ghost town this is. There's the home of Google, at least until they move. I think they're moving into a big new facility on King Street East. Now what I could do is head south down Sheppard here and then cut straight through First Canadian Place. And I could pop out on the other side and cut through the TD Center. Or I could just stay indoors and take the path. And since it's raining, I'm kind of leaning towards that option. Here's Sheppard Street, and there is an office tower I used to work at, First Canadian Place, which somehow is still the tallest building in the country. And it's not even a proper super tall, which is usually defined as being 1,000 feet or 300 meters high. I remember watching this condo go up from the office. It's kind of an interesting spot to live. I'm trying to think of what major supermarket you would have around here. And this tower on my right is brand new as well. All right, so the rest of this walk will be indoors. I'm just going to go straight into First Canadian Place here and then take the path southbound to Union. There's the Duke of Westminster. I have no idea how the restaurants in here are going to survive. The last time I poked my head into here, I headed up to the food court. And I think only Tim Hortons and a few other places were open. I used to go to this Gateway newsstands. Fun fact, you can get a can of pop there for $1. I'd often be cheap and get my drink from there and my lunch from somewhere else. The elevator banks to head up are on 2 levels here. You have your odd floors on this level, and your even floors just up top. I apologize for those squeaks. My shoes are a bit wet. I wonder if they have security do a sweep of this area before they lock up the doors. Please do not enter stores or roam TD Center with masks removed. The path is a rather enormous underground network of shops that connect most of the towers in the financial district and all of the subway stations. I guess not Osgood Station. I don't know if you'd consider that to be in the financial district or not. There's a currency exchange just down that hallway there, but it's not particularly good in terms of getting rates unless you're just switching to USD. Once upon a time I was dumb and got Thai baht there, and it was quite a bit more than if I just got it at the airport when I landed. Of course, it's even a bit cheaper if you go into the city. So that was the TD Center we just passed through, and now it's Royal Bank Plaza, where they have reconfigured the elevator on the far, or the escalator, to be going down. I guess it's backwards day. Makes sense. You'd rather have escalators moving up than down, so when the up breaks, you convert the down to an up, and chaos ensues. You could head down to the RBC food court. And a lot of these retailers haven't even bothered to open. They are allowed to offer curbside pickup, but a lot of these are chains. And they've probably consolidated their online pickup to other locations. There's another entrance to the food court. You can head up and get out to street level at Front and Bay Street. And here we go, Union Station. And I think I'm going to fire up a live stream shortly. But I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna pop into Shoppers here and just buy a chocolate bar or something to give me a bit of a boost. I hope you enjoyed this walk south, down from Bloor Street all the way to Union Station, trying to avoid major roads going north-south. It was a relatively successful attempt. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you'd like to see this sort of thing again. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. And you can check out channel memberships on the main page. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.